Why does he look like that?
Hifumi?
Yes.
He's a funny looking man.
He has, like, the bear mouth. Like... You know. I don't know. You know.
You know.
I don't know.
You just know.
You know.
You know?
No.
Riveting.
Try my best.
Oh, I don't want to actually see it.
I feel fear in my heart and in my stomach.
I don't know why it wants me so badly to watch my own stream.
Like the rest of the characters have same face syndrome, and then
And there's Hifumi. Should say you're in Spain. Shut up.
who the fuck is Tiki Buns Gaming?
Never heard of her.
Hey.
Sounds like a real tool. I don't think I'd watch that.
Who puts gaming in their name?
Damn.
Got him!
You're in Spain? Hello. Welcome to Spain. This is gonna be an eating stream. For me, I mean.
I'm also in Spain.
We're all in Spain. Boo-doo-doo. I keep forgetting that I can actually hit the buttons while I'm looking at thing. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to let someone else specifically know.
Oh.
But I think they're in bed.
Oh. Who is it?
Need find thing. Fuck.
Guys, I can't wait to hang out with my good friend Sayaka.
Reminder that I Twitch. Okay. Cool. Riveting. Okay. We're all here. Well, we're not all here, but just
Everybody's here.
I'm time to Speen!
Spain.
Speen! Okay.
Fear.
Fear. The door.
The scary door.
Hello.
Wait, where's Sayaka?
So, is everyone ready to... What?
Sayaka's gone!
Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. Guys, where's Chihiro?
No!
And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How can I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
Jesus Christ.
And just like he said a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. Fuck Toko. Yeah. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. Spain. Thank you.
Spain indeed, brother.
I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Where's Chihiro?
Chihiro.
Chihiro Fujisaki.
The girl that just died.
She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone had made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Fujosaki. Shut up, Zed. Want to talk to anyone before we go?
I don't know. Let's talk to Mondo. We have him highlighted.
Hi, Mondo. What's up?
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up?
Committing a murder.
Oh man. There's Kyoko.
Hiding in the back.
Shall we go?
Oh. Thank you, Kyoko. Thank you. Alright. You ready?
Does anyone else have anything worthwhile to say?
No, I don't know.
What about Celeste?
Hey, Celeste. There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. You hope I get punished? Rude. I'd have, you know, my autocorrect will put them interchangeably. So, that's not the first time I've said something meant for Toko. I've seen something meant for Toko for me. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Toko buns.
Toko buns! I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating.
One would argue that's a good thing.
Circle, you said you had some meth before the stream, right?
When did I say that? Wait a second. Did you tell them about uppies? I actually don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about Sonic Piss? I've had two cans of Sonic Piss today.
Oh, man.
But earlier today. Like, one in the morning and one when I started door dashing.
Circle, you did meth and didn't invite me.
Man, that cop earlier, he sure did ask if I had any meth on me. Those weren't his exact words. He asked, do you have any hard drugs in your truck? Meth, cocaine. So I'm like,
Meth hunter.
that shit tore apart me family.
I've had 2 cans of Sonic Piss today is a sentence I never thought Circle would say.
Feel free to quote me on that.
Someone clips it.
I've had 2 cans of Sonic Piss today.
Do you have any hard drugs? You're going a bit slow in a 30 mile. Oh man.
This is a long-ass elevator.
It just keeps going perpetually. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally,
It gotta be like 200 feet underground.
it came to a stop. A sudden stop, sorry, had to specify. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting?
I don't remember what the last one looked like.
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good, good. You're rip raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay, then let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills.
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Thank you, Makoto. Couldn't have done it without you.
It's a deadly down era.
I don't think they have any more. Now that I think about it. There's no
Robot jock.
There's no reason to be in here.
I still don't understand how this works.
What if they just swap seats for one trial for the lulz?
What's Monokuma gonna do? You're not in your assigned seat. I have to kill you now.
Before it starts, who do you think did it? Or just reiterate who you think did it.
It's Toko.
Okay. What if they used a Luigi board to Culchi?
Luigi board.
A Luigi board?
Let's
Fine,
begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will
can
determine
eat.
the results.
Finally.
If you can figure
Hello,
out
Mario.
who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Oh, hold up. Taco sauce now. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. I have so much choice.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
The one that's covered in blood, perhaps.
It certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Guys, hear me out. Dumbbell kind of sus. Okay. Now you're up.
Chihiro's
Where do I shoot?
injury.
Shoot at the
It
pipe.
appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it
According
was
to
an
the
iron
Monokuma
pipe.
file.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Circle knows all about pipe, to be fair.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that
Taka
could have
sniffed
caused that
helium.
kind of injury.
Taka got that good shit. All I got was meth.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned,
The
there's
victim.
no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
I mind.
Let's move on to the
Shut the
discussion
fuck
of
up,
the whole.
Byakuya. Should have been you.
I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Yeah, what Makoto said.
New element.
Yeah. Not at all. I can't think of what it could be. Yo, they added fire. New element.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh,
Sure.
white noise.
Case closed, as far
So,
as I'm concerned.
everyone's commentary is just gonna pop up and be in the way.
I see.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Someone hasn't paid attention. Alright. Shoot that at the phrase, no
The culprit
proof.
is Genocide
Okay.
Jack. I'm sure.
Case
closed, as far as... Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Uh-huh.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
That was actually good.
Booba.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Thanks.
Why don't you
Oh.
tell them,
Thanks.
Makoto?
Thanks for following, Vivi.
Vivi's here. Vivi, is she real? Hi, Vivi, I'm in pain. I'm in pain and I'm scared.
Okay. The evidence that wasn't revealed.
How the victim was positioned.
I got it!
Tell him, Maggie.
In every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact,
Your man's here.
it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. Oh no. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Yeah. This is the one.
Wait, what are we doing? What is this?
We're finding the explanation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh no, indeed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, we both know what it is. Just do it.
Okay.
Oh no.
B. It's the letter B.
Skits.
It's not correct, no. Big oof.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Yeah.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Dissociative.
Okay, but still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
To be a little
Toko's
fair,
strange
I'm not
behavior
defending
after seeing the
Schizo,
body
because that's not
proof enough
correct.
that she has a split
That is nowhere near correct. But this is a 10-year-old game.
Okay.
So, a lot of things that are common knowledge now weren't 10 years ago. Yeah, at least they're calling it DID and not. But yeah. I know you're just memeing, but I did want to explain. For the blind ones. Oh.
Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
what Shai said.
Think back.
The 10-year-old
She
game,
fainted
you have
when
to
she
keep that in
saw
mind.
Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
God, that face. Oh my god. Why did they have to do that?
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped
Zed,
herself
no.
in her room, it's
No,
because
I
she
should
was
move
scared
this.
of Genocide Jack?
Oh god.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all
Deep.
this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
So we must deal with
And
it.
that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world. not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
My God, asshole.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't need.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Oh God.
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Jill.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well,
It's her.
whatever. What are you gonna do?
Oh God.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality.
Oh.
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Thank you, Jill. Very cool.
Tense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Damn, can we just kill the one personality?
So different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
No,
Just like
that's
how
not true.
everything has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Yep. That's right, Makoto. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Zed says, Circle, remember when you said Toko needs a therapist and I said understatement of the century?
Wow. I get it.
I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Just kidding again!
Me too,
This
man.
should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
What?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe
Wait,
you?
no, it has to be a guy because the murder took place in his
Yeah.
locker room.
I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Wait, no, it doesn't. Leon's is the one that wasn't working.
Sorry, I'm not reading. I'm still eating. Oh fuck.
Every time I see that silent face on it.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
What you thinking?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention to which ones we should shoot at.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to
Okay,
believe it?
we have 11 more minutes on the clock.
That would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up.
What?
You killed her.
Modus operandi.
Okay. Let's go.
Sorry, but I
Squeaky
didn't say
voices.
that.
But perhaps if you had an
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now
When you compare your past murders to this,
Past
the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong.
She really is the Joker of
Are
Danganronpa.
methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Weren't there scissors
I
involved?
think there's a slight difference between the genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let
Aw.
me tell you!
My hero did nothing wrong.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Damn, we're gonna get copyright claimed.
Let me rephrase that. In a way that
I'd like to remind everyone that this stream is sponsored by Chef Boyardee.
differences between the genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between the murders. Look at the neck and the stomach. You can see a clear difference.
Victim's fatal injury.
I got it!
This bitch did not just diss my boy Boyardee.
In the genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In
Tell
my
him,
recipe
Maggie.
of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I see. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
That explains why he was in such a hurry to get rid of the
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp
case file.
scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Big Mac.
I would just like to remind everyone that this stream is sponsored by McDonald's.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as day why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
No!
Oh no! No, don't describe her that way. Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because
Chihiro was her lover.
Was a girl?
Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the
Genocide Jill
Jack
likes
cases,
McDonald's, Toko
all the
likes Burger
victims had
King.
Something in common.
Toko loves that foot lettuce.
Takeshi, no!
Otherwise known as Beat Takeshi.
Not beat Takeshi! Wait, I think those are the exact same words as yesterday.
Yeah.
The people I killed with such passion and conviction.
I've already made that joke. We've already made that joke.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it. I'm just a full throttle boy-on-boy fangirl.
Oh, God.
The movie side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam.
I don't like this.
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Literally shy. Don't say that.
Conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Byakuya, shut the fuck up and die already.
Lolly car!
Lowly, cur.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Hifumi is in stabbing distance.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway!
Canonically, Jill can't tie a knot.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Me pee confused.
Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
It's Byakuya! He knew!
That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
There is one person.
Come on, do it, Makoto.
Who is it?
It's Byakuya!
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
That's what he was in the library for.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Gaia, I'm saying you're incorrect.
Rearrange the scene, disguise it, and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
They're suspicious.
Locker room suspicious.
Why are they suspicious?
Locker room pretty sus.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
How would you know
about that
she's in there?
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Oh.
Please, please do.
I don't know what it is, so we're gonna find out.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it.
No.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is now.
There's only one place to shoot.
So what you can do is you can copy people's weak points and shoot them at another weak point.
Ah.
So which one do I copy and which one do I shoot at?
Oh god.
You said Pinocchio was acting kind of
Yeah,
weird
before we found the
before
body.
we found the body.
Shoot that.
He was
Yeah.
acting weird. How?
Whatever Bianchi says.
That's a natural
The victim was Chihiro.
No, what's wrong?
I was wondering when that was gonna happen and I wasn't sure when.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer.
Tell him, Naegi.
I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Is it?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? Finally finished dinner, hey. It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it.
Thanks,
Think about
Kyoko.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Thanks.
Oh,
Preach.
proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there.
Because of the fucking extension cord! Use your brain!
What could it be? Kinda does, because Chihiro was the only one missing. Well, only like 5 people showed up to breakfast, and then they started looking for people, so...
What? The
It
difference
could have been
between the
anyone
cases?
that they didn't encounter.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must
No,
be
it wasn't.
something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I've never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
I don't know what to do here. This doesn't make sense to me.
The item should be bound with was used like a rope, but was it actually a rope? No, it wasn't. Byakuya didn't use rope, he used a very specific object.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my
Alright,
life.
take that.
No.
I just hit the button. Might be.
Actually, I'm pretty sure.
I like hesitated.
Well, actually, that was correct.
That rope, or should
I was like,
say,
oh god!
that extension cord.
Curse you, shaky thumbs.
Extension cord? Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Does Makoto just ask everyone to repeat word for word? Absolutely.
Cord that was in the library
Can you
all
say
this
that
time
all again the same way over and over?
Do it again, I wasn't listening.
went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Yes.
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but what does that mean? But does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said is the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said.
The scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place...
Are you telling me Byakuya didn't do it? Oh my god! How disappointing indeed.
Is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true lesson.
Shut up, Gaia.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
No. No.
Please
No.
tell me you have a reason.
No. No.
I believe I do.
Sakura, no!
Hey Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Hello?
Guys, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I don't have chat right now, so I can't read you, but just know. I'm not happy. But when am I ever happy, am I right? Oh, guys.
Hey. Eric was asking about dinner. When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who had been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else.
Gaia.
There's something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms.
It was the poster. So, if you remember, the e-handbook that was taken, it was probably Leon's, because Leon's is the one that wasn't working anymore. Which means that Sakura would have stolen Leon's e-handbook And since the e-handbook is strong enough to have withstood the baseballs, the only person reasonably strong enough to have destroyed an e-handbook was probably Sakura. Let's be real.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
I'm sorry, hearing Makoto say big boob supermodel cracks me up every time.
He said the handbook can't be broken, but it's broken. So, like...
Booba!
Monokuma's obviously wrong here.
Booba!
Booba.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Boobed. Big milky badonkers.
Juxtapours were totally fake!
Big old gazongalahungas.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The rug.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Oh wait, no, she would have thought of that. Never mind, it's not
While I was in
Sakura.
the
Damn
girls'
it.
locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on
Guys,
the
stop
carpet.
being correct.
Guys, stop being
But
correct!
I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
Damn it. Disappearing stain.
Oh, thanks, Kyoko. Oh, thanks, Byakuya. Real cool.
Shoot.
Damn it.
Makoto dying from embarrassment again.
Boys' locker room carpet.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet.
Someone
wasn't
ate the
scrubbed
carpet.
away.
It all makes sense now.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
And I can see it because there's an image.
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to
Chihiro's the
slide
one that
your
took Leon's
handbook
e-handbook.
across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, Hero can tell us.
I highly doubt that.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer after all.
Hit that, but okay.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Shoot that.
If she had that, she could
I
get into
missed
the
it.
boys' locker
Nice.
room no problem.
Thanks, Makoto.
Is it
Preach.
really possible?
Preach the hint.
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have. No, I don't.
She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Why don't you just call it what it is, stealing?
In other words,
Yeah.
you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of
Stealing
course,
from a
if
dead
it were broken,
person, shaking
that
my
wouldn't
head.
make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
I appreciate that.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? Still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Thanks, wife.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold.
Okay, that's kind of cheap. Saving evidence for like the middle of the fucking trial.
We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... Hey, we back. Cheater!
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Missy.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just...
based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Oh, I forgot she was like that.
Okay.
Stop screwing
Here I
around.
go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Sakura is MVP. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire
I'm sorry
body,
I ever doubted
and I
you.
believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Are you kidding me?
So she was actually a he.
My pee-pee's very confused.
Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
Well,
I wouldn't joke about this.
I'm right back to square one. It was Toko.
It's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things
Kyoko really
much more
said, I'm not gonna
exciting.
tell everyone
Now
this
let's
important
ride this
information
roller
until the
coaster
middle of the trial.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I do apologize.
Thank God we don't have to see the elevator again.
Yeah.
Let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes,
This has
well,
got to be problematic in
I
some
don't
way.
know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is,
It's a point of
Chihiro
contention.
was not a girl, but a boy.
I've seen, like, very gruesome debates about this. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. Oh, Circle. There's a lot of discourse about, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
It is the most contested thing about Danganronpa.
I see.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
God.
So then, there should be no
First
issue
one really
with
is rough
Chihoro's initial
sometimes, huh?
assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
Wait, that's why she... That's why they didn't want to go with the others.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 10-year-old game.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Byakuya, please.
And just by you saying that, Zed, I have a feeling we have the same opinion on this. This isn't anything wrong, people just handle this poorly, believe me. Yeah. people have very interesting opinions about this.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
This is the most titillating situation!
Please don't say titillating.
Titillating.
Connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Wait,
Titty.
no. Oh no.
Very
Oh no, I know who it is now.
This has become very interesting.
Hero, no!
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto?
No, wait, I'm
After
gonna get
everything
banned.
we've
No
learned,
titties
do you still
allowed.
think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Shy, you think titties get
Just
banned
seems
from
to be
Twitch?
too
Titties get you
easygoing
partnered.
about this. Like he's enjoying solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the
Titties
evidence
get
he
you
left
tier
behind
3
was a little
sponsors.
too-
Yep.
How can I
Or
put it?
whatever it is.
Overt. He
I don't know, Twitch
consciously
link.
chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't
I
have
hate that
more
you just said
concrete
that.
reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Byakuya, please kill someone so we can kill you.
Correct?
He's right.
Or just
I'm
die.
not the culprit.
Me
I
at
just
Byakuya
happened
always
to come
die
across
then.
the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with
Effing.
you.
No.
Stop! Byakuya legally can't say fuck.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Don't understand what his point is.
Tell me the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Sweet
My
Christian rich
reasons
boy.
hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Yeah, it's Hero.
No.
It's Hero.
I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever,
I'm sad
we
about
need
it,
to
but it's
explore
Hero.
every possibility. Because if
Can
we're
we talk
wrong,
about how
we all
Makoto
die here.
wears a suit jacket
That's true.
and then he has like a hoodie
Very
under
well
it and then
I was thinking about that
Damn straight. Count me in. Do you not have a mind of your own? Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway,
too. I'm
let's
just high as a
discuss
kite
this
all the
as a
time.
group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
if there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore all possibilities. Me before getting yelled at in Awakening.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer.
Wait a second. Where's Sayaka?
Killer was there. Came out to the real murder scene. Oh man. I did it, sorry.
The killer is a guy.
Junko looking kinda sus. It was Sayaka.
You don't speak her name.
The crime scene was the boys' locker room. You would need a boys' handbook to get in.
Junko was too pure for this world.
Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. So it was Leon then. Leon did it. Got it. Man, Leon, 2 in a row?
Leon cucking us from the grave.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I forgot what Celeste even said.
Sure, if someone saw the
Celeste
killer,
said
they
that
would've
was
said something
Celeste
about
saw Chihiro in the
Perhaps
storage
someone
room.
saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
it. It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Well, you can shoot Celeste to count at that next time.
Okay.
Isn't
I also
there a
like that you can
single
just
clue that might lead us to who did it?
with no consequence.
Clues are one thing, but did
Nobody get a... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Did nobody?
All we need right now.
it's over. It's all... You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
No, that's wrong.
There were several times in Danganronpa 2 where I did what I
believe
just did
someone
to
else
Nagito's
did see the
face.
victim.
Just so you're aware.
What do you think, Celeste?
I love him, but
Nice.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
You sure did mention it. Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you
I
had
love
no
how she says his
idea,
name.
Did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever. Just hurry up and tell us.
I love her accent even though I can't tell where it's from.
It was last night, right before nighttime.
It sounds
I saw Chihiro
like Russian
in the
sometimes.
dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket
Oh,
into
like
a
Russian.
duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry?
Hey, Junko, you see
Only
Sack.
if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going
Leon?
to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Well, you're right about me. I know who the killer
Who
is.
is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
If you know, then why aren't you saying it?
Details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Kyoko's just a plant.
Are you sure?
Kyoko's a plant.
She's
You really
here
think we
to
can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that
shove
we
us in the right
don't
direction.
have?
Kyoko's a plant. What kind?
God.
You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
I keep forgetting Toko
Even if we
exists.
had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use
That's
it.
because Jill's here. She wants Makoto to feel smart.
As
Yes,
was
she
noted,
does.
The evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Fingerprints.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
It's like a teacher teaching a student. He
Think
gets a
there
gold
might
star
be
every
some
time it clicks.
connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I love her so much. Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
It's Leon's jacket, oh my god.
Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Microwave is on. What he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
I don't even know who they're talking
He was
about.
on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
I
why
don't
did he
remember the
choose
bullet for this one.
specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
Ding.
He picked that tracksuit
Ding.
because it matched the
I
one
will.
the culprit was wearing.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
I don't even
what you're
remember it.
saying is,
I can't help even
the
if I
killer
want
was
to.
wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
I don't know what that means.
You're smiling like a bitch right now, Zed. Yeah, I know.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Help.
He was on his way to go exercise.
I'm not smart.
I can't help you. I told you I don't remember which one go where.
That he did.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was
Take
wearing
that.
the same blue
That?
tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit
Oh,
is
I hit the
black.
wrong button.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the
Did any of that
Thank you,
really
Hero.
help
Very
us?
cool.
Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
So next, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white
Now shoot it at that.
tracksuit personally.
At that? I have absolutely no idea.
Shoot!
Damn it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Let's look at Celeste's account real quick. Just for funsies. Based Yasuhiro! The night before the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seemed she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise. The clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this.
Okay. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I think I know what to do now.
I am ashamed to have ever called myself an internet detective.
How could someone know a certain detail without being there, says Zed.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same
Shoot.
tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into the duffel bag. Then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Hey,
Hi, Soren.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial,
Hi, babe.
did you tell anyone that?
These. Oh my god!
Told about any of this.
This is the best day of my life.
Also, I'm gonna be playing some games with some friends for a minute. So.
Okay.
While you guys are trialing.
Yay.
Did you know that Circle's in Spain right now?
Are you in Spain right now?
I'm in Spain.
How do you feel
right now.
about this trial?
I'm in Spain right now.
At some point in the investigation.
No, that
Spain.
can't be it.
Spain. How does everyone feel about
Hola.
this investigation right now?
Time we began our
A guy is
investigation,
screaming no.
No.
Could have known what color the tracksuit was.
How's pain?
It's if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
I was hoping it was wrong. No.
About Chihiro? So, how about
Sad.
it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
How does also everybody feel about
Just by
Genocide
chance.
Jill?
I just happened to see it last night.
I'm having conflicting feelings.
This investigation is AIDS to start with, but then I'm on an express vacation to Spain.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys to Spain then.
Okay, bye, babe. Yeah.
He walked
That's not Toko, that's Jill.
He was carrying the tracksuit in his hand.
Toko still sucks.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket in her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. You just ran into him briefly. You couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
So sorry for bag noise. I was handed Belgian cocoa dusted truffles.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Kyoko really baited him.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Jebaited.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
Steam really said Eric needs this game back.
I accused everyone at this trial except for the person who did it.
What did you just say?
I said I accused everyone except for who.
Well, not you.
Oh.
Because I hate him.
No. I guess the way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe
I am in
you
pain.
didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Thank you, Eric, for resharing the game with me.
Guys, dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Wait a minute. I noticed that too. I noticed that. I can't believe I didn't realize that that was important.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Oof.
Mondo,
Kyoko.
was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Well, you kind of are a criminal.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
Guys, I think Leon did it.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
What?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
Man.
If you really insist, then...
Man.
Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It's mine. You got me.
You found it on the ground. And I guess it's Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Hitting its weak point? I guess?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
No.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Attacking its weak point for massive damage.
To never break, and two of them broke in quick succession. Then
then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
They're so strong that they can only be destroyed by each other.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You flippin' knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
No, yeah, Eric was screaming during this whole trial.
One new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in
Thanks,
the
Makoto.
sauna, then the killer must have been purposely
just sent a
trying
message
to raise
real
its
quick.
temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
My dad sent me a picture of a cat.
Nice. Right?
The caption is Orca.
Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
No.
Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? Had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was.
I actually don't remember which one wore their clothes into the sauna. I know it has to be one of those two.
That's not chat. Zed's giving you the face with the nose, and the nose is very big.
That's so much nose. Yes. Yes, Gaia, that is correct. I'm trying to decide between the two.
Chihiro did it.
I really don't want it to be Mondo.
You want to go with Mondo?
I guess we're going with Mondo.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Actually, real quick. Sorry, I gotta save in the middle, but someone might accidentally kick us out of the game.
What are you keep accusing him.
We have 1 minute of playtime remaining.
What's going on?
Eric's trying to play a game at the same time I'm playing a game.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
When it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy
Chat, I'm scared. Tiki left me and now I'm all alone and I'm scared.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I found something that proves it beyond the shadow of a doubt. Up! Oh! Tiki! It happened!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you
Guys.
get your own handbook.
It's dead.
If Mondo's handbook is actually broken,
It's dead, Jim.
then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
This isn't good.
Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
This is not good. I don't know what to do. Oh, yep, there they go. They're dead for real now. Well, game over, I guess. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Fantastic. Now we just wait for Tiki to get back so we can get back into this. I don't know what to do. Zed, no. I can't. I'll get us suspended for 3 days. I am very much in Spain, guys. Actually, in fact, I will be right back. I have to, I'll be right back. So this is quite a pickle we've gotten ourselves into.
You broke my stream!
You heard it here.
Eric, everyone shame Eric. He broke the stream.
Blame Eric.
I'm an asshole. Eric broke my stream.
I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
You go to your room and think about what you've done.
So I have to give you permission again?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, you have to stop playing your game because it says that you are playing a game.
So my thing is can you log out and then log in as me and then I log in as...
Probably not, because you would still be playing a game on your own account.
No, because you own Uno as well, so I can play Uno on your account.
Do you want to switch accounts? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Eric. You caused the trial to never conclude, so Mondo never died.
Wait, so if you switch accounts, will you lose the save?
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, because it's connected to my account.
Well, then I would... Well,
we'll find out here in a second.
We'll find out in a second. This is the most technical stream I've ever done. Yeah, you can't be on the same profile. I know your account info.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't... Oh, wait, no, I do know yours.
Yeah.
Because if it's logged into mine, then it should still have the same info.
An offline
Because
mode?
it's my game.
Nah, it's PlayStation.
It's not a PlayStation. I mean, we're about to find out, so... Yeah, just kick me out.
Yeah, but then I won't get my sick achievements.
Oh, shush. You can get them.
You boot in offline mode, you can use the account still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's still there. So I'll go and play on yours instead.
Well, we could always just do it in offline mode. So just make yourself offline and then...
Well, I'm using online though.
Yeah, I guess we can't do that either. Thank you. But yeah, you know all my shit, so...
Yeah.
Are we being sacrificed, evidently? A little mad, but we'll be fine. We'll just keep going.
Alright, we're back.
We're back!
Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
I was just making sure Streamlabs is good.
Oh.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I don't want to believe it either, Makoto.
Found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
And here's where the stream died.
Ah. Well, that was convenient for you. How the heck did you save during a trial? Go to system and save.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo,
by pausing the game,
you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Mondo has literally killed cops.
I'm sure if Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown, if I can just prove that, then that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be... Look, I'm playing Uno, guys!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Also, this is what we're working with.
In other words,
oh God.
if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto
Fire
said is
Chihiro's e-handbook.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just
At
fine.
that. Ah, shit. You little bitch.
I called a little bitch.
Shoot.
Okay, well.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Let's see what we
If
got.
what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken,
I'm gonna bring these back
then
up
that
again.
proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I don't know.
That's fair, I am also dumb. I don't think you're dumb, but if you are somehow, if someone does prove it, then I am also dumb, so you won't be dumb alone.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then
don't
that
know.
proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto
Fire.
was wrong after all!
Fuck.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works
Take
just
that.
fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after
You
all!
want me to take the works just fine?
Take works just fine and fire it wrong.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna do it.
You broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong after all!
Fuck!
Shoot.
Tiki, please.
Okay.
Let's test
Stop
if
torturing
what
me.
he says is right. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
No, that's wrong.
Didn't we do that the first time?
No, we did Chihiro's handbook, not Broken Handbook.
Oh.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
He has Leon's.
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
What a good egg.
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is
Hina,
forbidden?
we've discussed this, please.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this,
I'd like
you're
some
welcome
french
to
fries.
say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro?
Gaia wants the limp
Come on!
ones.
Tell him he's wrong!
I want the crunchy
You
ones.
are wrong! You have to be wrong!
I like crunch.
Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Yay. Thank you. You want
That
some
way,
fries?
Everything will
Fries
become
good.
clear, and we'll all see if I was
I
right
want
or
fries.
wrong.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Okay, let's look at our options here.
Alright.
Remember, some of these are fake, so.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay.
And Chihiro goes in and gets stuff. Celeste is there. He's like, oh man. Hey, Celeste, what's up?
Alright. The duffel bag down there, I guess?
Okay.
Hides and stuff. And leaves.
Bye bye. So.
Alright. Locker room. Let's see. Swipes in. Well. No, she would need to be going into it there, so.
Like
switch
that?
those.
No, switch them.
In.
Go in.
They're in.
Say, hey, I'm here. Man, working out hard.
Is that a fucking doorknob from the first one? Go back. Wait, no, okay. That's a wait. There.
That's a wait.
Yeah, okay. Put that there.
This one? Okay. Wait. Gasp, smack.
Alright. Smack. The poster. Go up, give it. There.
And the poster gets blood on it.
Blood.
And so is the carpet. And then Chihiro's dead.
Sad. Okay. He takes the poster.
Roll up the carpet, take the poster, pick up Chihiro.
That's literally just the same image.
Yeah.
Take Chihiro. Wait. No. Open door? No. Oh, the door.
The door?
The door.
And go to
In.
girls' locker room. Go in.
Right on the wall? Or put the poster up? Alright, let's put the poster up for now.
So, and then Byakuya comes in.
Okay, Byakuya. And he ties her up. Why would he do that? What the fuck is wrong with him?
He's Byakuya.
Okay, well, he ties her up. The extension cord.
And then...
Oh, he writes on the wall.
And then...
E-handbook. There.
Right here.
Wait, no. Yeah, right? Well, no, that would have to be the last one, because he's throwing it in.
Okay, I'll go ahead and put that in there.
Is he opening the door to the sauna? Does the sauna have a door like that?
For reference, there's...
Is that the sauna?
That's outside of the sauna. I was just about to mention that there is a bath outside of the sauna.
Okay, so I guess that would go there. Alright.
Reenact.
Reenact.
The killer is
you!
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
I'm good at puzzles. I say before it is wrong.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Ah. Damn it. Wait, what did I do wrong here? Okay, hold on, just a moment.
Okay. Let me go back over here. It's all good, guy. You have a heart left. Oh god, oh fuck, yeah. Yeah. That's something that's happening.
I don't know.
Well, if I can give a little hint, the door is already open in this one.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, scroll.
Scroll the comic book or this?
Scroll the choices.
Okay. You know, I said I wasn't gonna let us run out of hearts, so... Gaia wants to switch them. This one and that one.
Okay, switch them. So alright, yeah.
Here's exactly what happened.
This time for sure. I promise.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, but how could the victim, who was apparently a girl... Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Yuki.
And finally carrying it to the girls' locker room. girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
Roll, roll, roll.
But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl.
Yuki.
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Thank you. That's a very good way to name it, Makoto.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
What is wrong with him?
After stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Should have been him.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
He's a fucker, yeah. He is.
Soren.
Around the same time that Byakuya
We've been
was putting
new.
together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings.
Your wording is bothering me. Stop.
Chihiro's destroyed the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Why you do this to me?
And just as the killer expected,
Swoo.
Wham!
in the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
I like that face.
That makes one of us.
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Isn't that right?
Why would they do this? Why would they build up this great romance?
Isn't that right? No, that's wrong.
Here's your evidence. Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo's the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. Yo, what's good?
A new element.
Nah, we good. Sup?
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. You won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
It hurts even more that Taka is arguing here and not Mondo. Yeah.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
There we go.
Makes me feel a little better that he just straight admits to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mondo.
Sup, Zed?
Sadness. Spain.
Spain.
Bro!
Bro!
What are you saying? I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just...
Props to whoever voiced him, honestly.
Go ahead,
When he admits that, it's just,
Get it
damn.
over with.
Yeah.
Ask
It's really
for the
good.
goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for.
Prepare for even
Your
more
lever
pain.
and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the blood
Why would you say
this
that?
time around? Will you make the right choice or,
Or
the
the
dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Spain 2, Electric Boogaloo.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again.
Why is everything voiced up to this point?
I don't know. Yes, it is so. The Blacken that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can just hit the B button and fast forward the text.
Oh.
I'm not gonna read all this in Monokuma's voice, so... Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness. To take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry. But...
I'm gonna leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that even when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action.
Why don't you get taller?
And so...
Don't talk to me unless you're 5'9".
I cannot believe. That day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong.
Thank you, Chihiro.
Thank you. Chihiro rises from the grave to tell us that. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
How does moving the body keep his secret?
Because...
If everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
He killed his brother, didn't he?
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly.
You're one to talk about standards, brother.
If you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory? That secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother.
I am the smartest and best, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I am infallible. I am a genius.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join the gang in the first place was because of a certain someone.
I hate that phrase. A certain someone.
Oh, you're never gonna stop seeing it. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada.
Are you shitting me?
What? What?
Okay, remember how I've been saying that that Mondo is an overt JoJo reference?
Yes.
Daya actually looks like the character. That's actually Josuke.
Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Vroom, va, vroom. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect.
Yes, I said that the moment we met him.
Their names together is Diamondo. Crazy. I love crazy. That's just really fun to say.
Okay, Zed, go back and watch the VOD.
Damn. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
Gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. My bad, Chief LMAO. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. You telling me that if Mondo died, we would have gotten a JoJo character? In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. And as a result, The team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness. It just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. But after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness...
That uneasy fuzziness.
turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety weighed down in my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you kept that a secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What? What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. Felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me all that? You trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya! remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring down at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone, and that was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and turned him in cold-blooded. God damn it. Kodo into the jar.
It's a good thing we found those coins.
He has plenty to put in now. He can say all the bad words he wants. Look at him! You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't get free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
He said the thing.
He said hope. Hope! Something primal deep within me just screamed. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. That's what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now. Because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's
punishment time! It's a ritual. I said wait!
You do it so well.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
No!
Are y'all ready? Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. No. So Gaia. Remember earlier. When you messaged me about what you saw. The cage of death. You fucking lied to me! I didn't confirm or deny it.
What did she see earlier?
Me too, Monokuma. I will never forgive you. Banned. Mondo butter.
What?
Mondo butter.
What?
So yeah, earlier when you said Mondo butter, I was like, oh god. Mondo butter!
Mondo butter! You toast the Mondo butter! Everyone's really upset right now, so.
Hey. It's Monokuma. I'm in Spain 800.
I could Monokuma.
If you want a Monokuma, go ahead.
Everything's terrible.
Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace.
It's Taka.
Oh, it's my baby boy.
Eric, your wife fucking lied to me. I didn't lie to you. All I said was that people like to make fake executions. And fan-made executions.
He's so sad. His boyfriend is dead. His boyfriend's dead, guys!
Listen, I told you there are unused executions and there are fake ones, fan-made ones. It could have been any of those, but you just happened to see Mondo butter.
Mondo butter.
I hate it.
It can't be.
It can.
My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again.
The same.
All I hear from upstairs is, I'm like, is everything okay up there?
No, Mondo's dead.
Nothing's okay.
Nothing's okay when Mondo's dying.
Everyone's
And
lives
Chihiro.
are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen.
Yeah. I'm fucking implied.
I'm consuming the hair dye I have. Jesus, take the wheel! As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course he had to.
Oh, look, a dick.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game.
It should have been you! It should have been you,
Byakuya?
I think that's been my catchphrase.
Mm-hmm. It should have been you. He said that so many times.
Do you like Hina, though?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you like Hina.
Hina's great.
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
She's a good girl.
Hina's one of the actually sane people here.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
And I like playing with corpses.
And I like playing with corpses. It's my wife.
No, that's my wife.
No, it's mine. Fuck off. Fine, if she's your wife, then Makoto's my wife.
Okay. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. Mondo. I just heard Eric very faintly downstairs say, Mondo butter. Ban me from Ryan's server, I dare you.
Ban me from life.
His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death.
Turn me into butter.
It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it. Yeah, this is really fucked up. I agree.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You mean you actually witnessed the murder?
What a son of a bitch!
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that. To create a fake murder scene? But damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked at me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
Remarkable.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story.
Get him.
Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. Damn. What do you mean? Huh? Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean, 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 mean.
People really like repeating themselves.
Good grief! I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Said, what do you mean? That's my really bad impression of you. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I wouldn't.
Wanting to voice act for like 2 seconds.
Shush.
No.
I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, which for victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
What's up?
Hi. I'm back.
I know. Ooh, so cool! It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you! I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper, temper! Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Yes, please, make Byakuya take a nap for a very long time.
Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end.
Because Byakuya was still alive.
The killing game would still continue.
Until Byakuya was dead.
You want him dead so fucking bad.
I do.
Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end.
I've never wanted anyone dead as much as I want him dead. And I'm living through a major historical event right now.
For those of us who are still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying.
Circle, who's your favorite?
It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us.
I refuse to answer that question.
All our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all.
At least this time it didn't cuck me.
It was the worst kind of despair.
Despair.
My brain? It was the worst kind of despair.
I know, you too.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
How big Monokuma dick, though?
How big Monokuma dick, though? Damn.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair.
Oh.
The end.
They did.
Spain.
Spain.
10 surviving students. To be continued.
You can't have favorite characters in this game. That's just the
Crazy
thumb.
Diamond.
That's the rule of thumb.
Yeah, you're right.
It's all your fault. All your guys' fault for having favorites in this game.
I don't want to do chapter 3. I don't either.
I don't even remember which one chapter 3 is.
I was legit just about to say it, and that would have been awful.
That would have been awful.
Everyone would have hated you.
I would have hated you.
Mm-hmm.
Please, don't go
Sakura!
again. I thought I
love
hated
Sakura.
you.
It's the bad one. It's so fucking long. It's so long.
The
and
third
so
one is
tedious.
always the longest one.
Chapter 3 is always really long, needlessly long.
Stop talking about it.
It's the lowest point. Yeah, it is.
I want to be here when you guys do too, because I want to do Gundam's voice really bad.
You want to voice Gundam?
I love voicing Gundam.
Every chapter 3 sucks. Yeah, you're pretty right though.
Gundam Tanaka.
It does go up from there.
Terrible.
You didn't answer my question.
No, I wanted to voice Gundam, says Zed.
Back off, he mine.
Spain. You mean Gundam Tanaka, Supreme Overlord of Ice? Can I be Kokichi? Of course.
The Supreme Overlord of Ice.
And the 4 Dark Devas of Destruction.
I don't know what these words mean.
Exactly, you will.
You won't even know what they mean when you know what they mean.
If you guys have to play 3, then I'll suffer through with you.
I'm holding you to that.
Suffering.
Yeah. Can I be Chihiro? Chihiro's dead.
Yeah, Chihiro's dead.
Is that why you want to be Chihiro? Because Chihiro's dead.
Chihiro's our baby boy and we should love and respect him.
Oh man.
Everything is terrible.
Everything's terrible. But yeah. Who is your favorite? Doesn't matter if they're dead or not. You motherf... Yeah, you heard me.
I wanna see everyone's favorites.
Yeah, everyone's faves from this game go.
Everyone's favorites from this game.
Because that's exciting.
I will share. My faves Mondo, Chihiro, and Taka.
Makoto is my son. Who can I voice in 2? I don't know. I haven't decided who. We're not even on done 2 yet. Why don't we talk about 2 and 3?
We're in 2 land. We're in 1 land. I was about to say we're in 2 land.
I really should give you Makoto back next time.
Sakura, Chihiro, Sayaka, Mondo, and Hifumi. I'm surprised. Not a lot of people like Hifumi.
I fall into that category.
Toko, Ao.
Aoi, Sakura, Chihiro.
Hina is a very good character.
Byakuya and Kyoko. Makoto is my child. Sakura is also amazing.
I have to agree, I love Kyoko too. This game has like a lot of very good characters, so...
It also has Byakuya.
It also has Byakuya. Yeah.
I can't wait for... No, I shouldn't say. I should leave 2 like completely untouched.
Don't say anything about 2. I actually do like Celeste to a literal point.
See, that's where you're wrong.
Okay, stop.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Don't be rude.
Celeste.
Yeah, Makoto and Kyoko are my faves.
Bean Beebs.
But I really like Chihiro and
They're the power
Sakura
couple.
and Hina.
Makoto and Kyoko are the power couple.
I like Celeste. I can't word it without spoiling Ree. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Who's Clocktown dog?
That's Gaia.
Gaia. I can't believe you like Byakuya. Toko's fine though.
Toko's interesting for several reasons.
Yeah.
I just heard him sigh. He did sigh.
Mhm.
Nagi's behind you.
Do you want a kitty boy?
You want a little man?
Come here, little man.
He is a little man, isn't
Hey. He is little man.
I can't say another thing because spoilers, yeah.
he? He's a sweet man.
What a sweet man.
You get to play Ultra Despair Girls again though.
I don't know.
I want to do that one. Ultra Despair Girls is fun.
Ultra Despair. I don't know if I want to stream Ultra Despair Girls.
Oh, I see why.
I don't think I want to stream that one.
That one's a bit heavier than all the other games.
You can experience that one yourself.
Despair.
I'm
full...
in Despain.
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 I wish I'd thought of that.
It's silly hours, so. I think we should wrap things up here. Thank you everyone for coming. Thanks to the new follower.
Thank you for watching me
suffer.
Yeah, I heard you guys all the way from downstairs. It was the funniest
What is
shit.
this, the 4th night?
Yeah, this is the 4th time we've done this. Circle hug a kitty for me, says Soren.
I will hug a kitty for... I'll hug a kitty for me.
I don't know when we'll do this next. Whenever we both go, yeah, let's play more.
I'm a masochist, so that'll probably be tomorrow.
Damn, I'm gonna
I'm
miss
down.
it.
But, yeah, thank you again. And can't ask for a bean kiss for Bean.
Alright, come here, Bean.
So, kiss Bean for me, I will.
Bean. What a bean.
He's getting a kiss.
Beanie!
He's getting a kiss.
Beanie, Beanie girl. Okay. For real. Thank you everyone. We'll see you guys next time, whatever. Spain. Despain. We'll be back in Despain next time.